Welcome back to Camp Therapy, everybody. This is Ed Hauser, and you are going on an adventure with us. We went all the way from Austin, Texas to Roswell, New Mexico, and beyond, so stay tuned. This is the Hardens. We go on many trips with them. They're awesome. We spent most of the first day just driving. We drove all the way to Roswell, New Mexico, and it was amazing. Their last name is Harden. Our last name is Hauser, so we call it How Hard Vacation whenever we go. We had a really good time in Roswell, New Mexico, stayed at a beautiful hotel. The sunset was incredible. The next morning, we went out sightseeing and looked for some aliens. And it was fun. So if you haven't been to Roswell, please go to Roswell, New Mexico. And while you're there, stop by this place. It's called Meow Wolf. Kind of weird to say, but what an adventure for your mind and your senses. And everything that you see inside Meow Wolf is unlike anything you'll ever see again. Now, I know that there's different installations around the country, but this is the one we went to. It's a building inside a building inside a building. This is actually a house that was inside the Meow Wolf facility. I found a dryer with some people inside of it, if that gives you an idea of how wild this place was. I went inside the dryer and met up with our family and some kids and some other friends that are inside there, and it spit me out on the other side with some mushrooms on the side of a tree, and sometimes you can hit the mushrooms, they'll make different sounds. Really bizarre, wonderful place. The ceilings are really high, there's colors all over the place, and every corner has a brand new adventure for your mind. Like inside this room, it was all black and white. Painting is an artwork, and I think it's a bunch of different local artists that get together to create just a fascinating reality. It's just incredible. I lost my family for a brief moment and finally ran into my son. He was spinning this giant wheel, and it was a puzzle putting a face together. So many bizarre things that you see inside the Meow Wolf art installation in Roswell, New Mexico. The next day we got back on the road. We headed straight north from Roswell, New Mexico to Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Now on Camp Therapy, we don't always camp. This time we got a VRBO and it was incredible. It was a cabin house up in the mountains. We went to the Springs Resort there in Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and swam around in the hot springs, and it was really nice. It kind of prepared us for the hikes that we had to follow. Beautiful days in Pagosa Springs, and it can get really cold and wet and snowy and slushy there, but while we were there this time, it was just jaw-dropping. We went and had some food at a local diner, had a really, really fun time. It's a Big Lebowski themed restaurant. There's some paintings right there. We had a really good time. Walked up and down the street of Pagosa Springs to see all the little sights, and then we got back on the road and headed to our next destination, the top of a mountain, of course. Ultimately, we wanted to get to the Continental Divide, and we did make it. I got some pictures of that coming up soon. But we went hiking over the river and through the woods. We had such a good time. Just the best time. We hiked all the way to the top of a mountain and found a waterfall. And if you haven't been to a waterfall before, please take time out of your life and plan it and just go do it. It's like being baptized again, you know? And the time that I got to spend with my family and the smiles and the laughs that we shared together, it's just rejuvenating. One of the next things we did is we found another mountain to go hike, and this one was just beautiful because it was right next to a river that flowed right next to the base of this mountain, and we all walked separately to spend time alone, to walk by ourselves and just let life reflect itself to us and just behold the beauty of nature. Colorado is really one of those places that we might end up permanently because of the impression that it left on us. It's just heavenly. Hiking around for a couple days in Colorado is really therapeutic. It really does bring you closer to your family, and it really does make your conversations better with your family. After hiking around for a few days, we took some time off and went back to the VRBO, the big cabin up in the woods, before we made our way to another mountain the next day. This one, we kind of looked on the map and wanted to find a place that we could drive off-road, some overlanding trails. And one of the trails that we found led us to the very tip top of a mountain, and the scenic views were just, it's hard to put into words. There was a bird that flew around us the entire time, almost like it was just watching us, waiting for us to see how awesome this cliff edge is at the top of a mountain. We came down from the top of that mountain and made our way to another mountain and just started hiking. It started raining on us. We had ponchos and went over a few more rivers, a few more logs, and nobody fell into the water, and that was great because it was really cold up in the mountains.
You did it!
Those little successes in life really go a long way, and you're so tired and so beat after walking and hiking and driving around and doing some off-road all day long. It's rewarding to look back at your family and your loved ones and your friends to know that they got you and you have them. my advice would be, any moment you have to create a moment with your family and with the people that you love, you got to do it. You have to go out of your way to make those plans, to save money if you need to save money, and put it in a place that's going to create these memories. We really did have a good time. I love every moment that I have with my family and my friends, and I love sharing these experiences with you. And I really hope that any of these videos shares a testimony of how important it is to create memories with your family. It is so important to commit and to go out of your way to do whatever you have to do to create these adventures and fun times in life. You're going to remember it. Your kids are going to remember it. Put it on a video, throw it on YouTube if you have to, but have fun and make sure that you come back to Camp Therapy every single week. We've got new stuff going on. Love you guys. Have a good time and get out there.